We begin with breaking news this morning as the federal government confirms plans to introduce strict new visa conditions on the 82 people released from immigration detention in the wake of a landmark High Court ruling. Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill says the government did not want the detainees released as many had committed deplorable crimes. The new visa conditions will include electronic bracelet monitoring as well as strict curfews. Let's go straight to our political reporter Matthew Doran in our Parliament House Bureau in Canberra. Good morning to you, Matthew. We've just heard from the Home Affairs Minister. We've got a bit more detail. Talk us through it.
A little bit more detail, Lisa. Good morning to you. Among these new visa conditions that will be imposed on this cohort of people released from immigration detention, if indeed Parliament agrees to these measures, are ankle bracelets and curfews. We're not exactly sure how those new conditions will be applied. We might get a bit more detail on that when the legislation lobs into the House of Representatives after 9 o'clock this morning here in Canberra. But it is part of the government's response to these concerns that a dangerous group of people have been released into the community following that ruling by the High Court that indefinitely detaining someone in immigration detention who has no prospect of being deported is indeed unlawful. The federal opposition has been highly critical of how the government has handled this and has been demanding some sort of legislative change, legislative fix to address this situation, arguing that members of the public are at risk. And this is somewhat going to addressing those concerns. Whether or not it does address the concerns, we'll have to wait and see, with the coalition being briefed this morning. But Claire O'Neill says that they are very tough new visa conditions and they carry with them the prospect of jail terms if they are breached. Here's how she explained the situation a little earlier.
Now, one of the things that's really important about this new law is that for the first time there are criminal sanctions imposed to the breaking of visa conditions, and there are jail terms attached to the end of that. So for the people who are released from detention, we did not want to let these people out of detention, but we have a simple message for them. We will set the strictest possible conditions for you. If you do not follow them, you will end up back in jail.
Do you think this will change the tone of Parliament today?
In short, no. A more expansive answer, I think, wait to see what the opposition says about these new conditions, whether or not they will support this legislation and whether or not they believe it goes far enough. The government is in something of a tricky spot here because it is trying to deal with a situation that was forced upon it by the High Court. It continues to say that before the High Court, it was arguing to keep these people in immigration detention. And the High Court still has not released its reasons for this judgment last week. So this patch at the moment may have to be patched up again in a number of months when the High Court does release its full findings. Lisa.
All right, Matthew, thank you.